listening to the Becoming More Me podcast with me, Theresa Lear Levine. You're already enough. But if you're anything like me, you thrive when you're stretching and developing yourself, creating more of the person you feel called to be. This podcast is here to inspire and support you. Let's release the negative, reinforce the positive, and elevate our vibe together as we tap into our limitless potential to transform and grow. Well, this is exciting. I am really excited to be bringing you this multi-part series about how to unblock your energy to unlock success with your business. Because I have had the pleasure this year of speaking to and coaching a bunch of women in the network marketing and entrepreneurial industries. And I have a lot to offer as far as how the work I do with the emotional freedom technique and mindset coaching can really, really move the needle for your businesses. And it's not the kind of woo-woo stuff that a lot of people think. You know, I've talked about the woo before, and I love the woo, but I also know that when it comes to business, people really want stuff that they know is scientifically based and stuff that's going to work. And that is really what I have been able to come up with and really learn how to teach and present in what I feel is a very impactful way. So I wanted to put together this series to kind of share the different nuggets and things that I've been sharing over the last few months with top teams in various different network marketing businesses, and also female entrepreneurs that are running their own businesses and doing really creative things with their lives that simply want to find more clarity, more fulfillment, more peace and flow with the way that their business feels and the outcome and results that they are getting for their efforts. Because working really hard and not having what you feel like you should have to show for it isn't something that any of us want to do. So that's what I'm looking to do for you over the course of the next few episodes here. And each of these episodes is also going to have a downloadable PDF ebook kind of thing to go along with it to further inspire you and to visually show you some of the different things that I'm talking about in these episodes. So I encourage you to go to the show notes and check it out and grab yourself a copy and let me know how you like it. And if you are a female entrepreneur or a network marketer, or you're in multi-level marketing, I would love to hear more about what you do, as well as what kinds of things you find yourself up against that feel like a struggle for you. Because there's a lot of similar themes. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. When you are working for yourself, when you are in network or multi-level marketing or running your own business, there are certain things that are going to come up, and they're going to come up over and over and over again. And knowing how to deal with them and process them so that you can get a better result is gold. So I'd love to know, like, are you dealing with self-sabotage or fear of failure, maybe even fear of success, which is way more common than any of us realize. We just really don't like change is what it comes down to. But are you dealing with issues around sales or money mindset, abundance, manifesting, limiting beliefs? What is it that you are personally finding yourself up against? I would love to hear about it. Message me, tag me on social media, put a review or a comment under the podcast. Let me know what's going on for you. Now, since we're still in the early stages of this podcast, I'm going to give you a little bit of background on me. And today I'm also going to give you a little bit of background of how I came into EFT from the perspective of what it meant for me business-wise versus just taking it on as a practice that helps with every area of my life. So just bear with me on that. And hopefully that will also help me to better shed the light on how this can really help you in whatever you're doing business-wise or as a coach in your own right. So You already know who I am. I'm Theresa. And I have been in and out of different network marketing businesses for the last 27 years. So I'm currently 43 years old and I've dabbled in some. I've gone, like they like to say, all in, whatever that means, on others. And they have all really helped me to get acquainted with my various interests and strengths, but they've also exposed my personal limiting beliefs and fears and doubts. And that is often the case with network marketing and business ownership. And I really want to highlight how it can be the greatest gift because people come up against this stuff, whether they're in these kind of businesses or not. And these businesses really bring it to light a lot faster. And when you know how to leverage it, you can grow as a person, a businesswoman, just whatever kind of go-getter you want to be so much faster. And that is also what I want to help you to do. So I'm an EFT master practitioner, as you guys know. I'm an energy coach, and some of my additional certifications that you may not know about are belief clearing. I'm also a law of attraction certified coach, and I founded Becoming More Me with EFT. So for any of you who are not yet familiar with what EFT is or what it means, it stands for the emotional freedom technique, and it's often referred to as tapping because when we do it, we literally tap on our body with our fingers. And I like to describe it as a combination of ancient Chinese acupressure and acupuncture, but there's no needles. And it's blended with modern psychology. So as we tap, we focus on what's upsetting us, what our issue is. And the combination of those things actually allow our body and mind to release, move through, and transcend in really powerful ways. Now, I'm going to talk more about that as we get on through this, but just on a personal note so that you can understand a little bit more about where I'm coming from. I live in Maryland. I'm a married mom. I have 4 boys. They are 16, 11, 7, and 4. And my husband and I have been married for the last 12 years. And I have a background in psychology as well as nutrition and dietetics. And that naturally made me a really good fit for the work that I've done in network marketing in fitness and nutrition. But I'll have you know that even though network marketing was not unfamiliar to me, I mean, I've literally dabbled in it since I was a late teenager. I said no to this particular opportunity for over a year because of misconceptions that I had about getting started. And I know that if you're in network marketing, you're really familiar with that because as you reach out to prospective coaches, ambassadors, representatives, whatever you might call people who join you in your business, there's a lot of resistance. Again, it's that whole, we don't like change. And we can get really freaked out by things that are going to put us up against those emotions that we least enjoy having to deal with and sit in and feel. And, we want to find our way to be the most successful with whatever it is that we've chosen to pursue. But that vision, that can look different to each and every one of us. So the real question is, how do you get there and how do you make it work? Because for some people, success is a dollar amount. For other people, success is a feeling. And there are still others where it is, it's building a community or leaving a legacy, or perhaps it's a combination of every single one of those things. And whatever it is for you, I want to help you to achieve it and find it and figure it out because I think that's kind of the fun of it all. And if you are, your own business owner, network marketer, etc., you know that it's a very personal development rich industry. In any industry, especially network marketing, you are going to find a lot of self-development, self-education, personal development around you at all times, which is awesome. But sometimes all of that information, all of those ideas that we have coming at us each and every day can just really overload and confuse, which isn't the goal. I mean, that ends up honestly keeping us separate from success. I think there's a saying, and I don't know who said it, but it's that victims enjoy entertainment while victors adore education. And the difference with what we do with the education versus whether we just take it in and don't do anything with it, or whether we do, makes a huge difference in the level of success that we achieve. And a lot of times when we have too much, when we're over inundated with personal development, we find ourselves just being like a personal development junkie. I describe myself as that for years. And I adore personal development. You can always find me listening to a new audiobook or taking a new course or soaking up something, but I make sure there's a goal for it and that I'm not just numbing or avoiding my work or trying to escape something through doing personal development instead of perhaps something that feels less comfortable or less enjoyable. There's definitely a necessity to have time to learn and grow, but it needs to have purpose. And when we haven't aligned with what works for us yet, that's when we find ourselves just really ends up, like I said, keeping us separate from success. But it continues, even though we don't want to be separate from success, because we haven't aligned with what works for us yet. And it's okay. And it's honestly totally normal. Because have you ever felt like you just couldn't succeed with whatever you're doing? Coaching or sales or being a representative or ambassador? Have you ever just felt like you couldn't succeed with it because you couldn't get out of your head long enough to make things happen in reality, in real time? Or maybe you really feel unaligned with the idea of fake it till you make it, which a lot of people will tell you to do when you're starting a business or when you're doing something like that. And you kind of feel like, gosh, this is going to be my permanent mantra. Like I am going to forever be stuck in the fake it zone because I don't think I'm ever going to make it. So if you've ever worried about the desire that other people have to see you fail, or what they might think about you because of what you're doing or how you're leveling up in your life, there's nothing wrong with you. That's so normal. But what I hope that you'll understand is that when people judge, it's about them. It's not about you. Because here's the thing. If you succeed, not even if, when you succeed, and you accomplish all of those wonderful things that reflect your dedication and your hard work, things that you may only be envisioning now and doing your best to speak into reality at this moment, other people are going to feel uncomfortable because it was easier for them to believe it wasn't possible. It allowed them to stay in their comfort zone, to not have to confront change, to not have to do anything differently because everybody around them was kind of sort of doing the same thing. And when you break through and show them that it is possible, well, first of all, good for you. But they're thinking, oh my God, she just raised the bar. And now I can't just sit around. I can't act like there's no alternative because she's showing me that there's more possibility. And that's amazing. We all need people to up level us, but not everyone is as open to it as perhaps you might be. And we often end up taking it more personally than that. We allow it to fuel a mentality that dilutes us. No more, guys, because here's the tea, all right? You can't improve on the things that are holding you back if you're unaware of them or if you're not willing to examine them. So what I want to do in this series is to dive into the world of emotions and energy and see what can happen when we dare to face the heavy crap head on and allow it to rise up and out of us. Then what do we become? Then what potential arises? What are we capable of? What I'm going to share with you is honestly powerful and versatile enough to literally change every and any area of your life. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, cool, but I don't own a business, or I'm not an entrepreneur, or I'm not in network marketing, this can help you no matter what. So please allow your thoughts to expand outside of that and to just really allow this to seep into the crevices of your life as a whole. Okay? because, there's so many different things that what I'm going to talk about can address. I mean, when I was kind of thinking about presenting this, when I was talking to like top 10 teams in network marketing and things like that, I thought about how I was going to frame this presentation. And it ended up being what it is now: how to unblock your energy to unlock success in your business. But it could have just as well been how to start knocking down your obstacles and create a domino effect of success and growth. It could have been how to leverage your struggles into success. It could have been how to build a lasting and profitable business, even if you get freaked out by social media, connecting with people, inviting to a sales or business opportunity. It could have been how to stop feeling like an imposter and start serving from the heart. How to stop blocking income potential and actually hit your goals. How to get over your dang self with compassion, love, and acceptance. It could have been any of those things. And every single one of those is spot on as far as what I'm teaching and sharing and imparting to you with this presentation. So that's what I mean when I say this really is for any and every area of life. And something there, I'm sure, strikes a chord with you. So as long as that's the case, obviously you're in the right place, and hopefully you're ready to dig in so that I can really help you to get results that move you closer to feeling fulfilled and having more of what you personally want to get out of your business. So at the heart of this is EFT, like I talked about, the emotional freedom technique. And if you've ever used it or tried it before, you might have gotten a taste of just how powerful it is and also how versatile it is. It's often referred to as the try it on anything technique. And I personally wish I had learned it sooner, because I had the misconception that it was kind of wishy-washy or woo-woo, and it's not. And because of certain things that I originally saw it used for that didn't seem to apply to me, I kind of brushed it off. I didn't really need help with sports performance while I was, nursing my second child. I didn't need help with fear of flying or PTSD. And I certainly hadn't connected the dots yet at that point to realize that I had parallels of every one of those things in my own very life that I could use it on. I didn't realize that until a lot later. And maybe I can open your eyes up to that and, allow you to see that even if it seems like your life has been normal or not so bad, or I don't really have anything traumatic or any crazy memories that I think have really shaped things for me and my business, you probably do and you don't realize it. And they might not even be the kind of thing that you would think is big or, really having a bad impact on things for you until you explore it and really start peeling back the layers. And that's what I kind of encourage everybody to do. So before I started to do, the podcast and larger calls and things like that, I used to do like live sessions and things where I would do EFT as a group and address a specific issue, and we would tap through it kind of, rapid fire, like through things like people pleasing and fear of success, fear of rejection, self-doubt, you name it. And it's fun, it's effective, and it's powerful. But the thing with EFT is that it really favors specificity. And when you do it with a group like that, I feel like, a couple people in the group are going to get it and it's going to click and they're going to understand how to apply this to their life and their specific situations. And other people are going to walk away shaking their heads and not getting it. And also, EFT produces a domino effect. So perhaps you work on one aspect of your self-doubt and it's resolved and it's not going to be a problem anymore. But in working through that, another part surfaces that perhaps had been hidden under the first part originally. And if you're not educated yet or fully understanding of EFT, you don't know what to do next. So I'm a little bit cautious about the group tapping that I do, but I also don't like to deliver it in a group if it's going to be watered down, because then you don't get to really experience and understand how powerful this can be when you know how to use it for you and your situation and your setbacks and your challenges. So, what I'm going to be spending time on in the course of this series is helping to instill an understanding about how and why this works, as well as how you might apply it to your business or other areas of your life. Because that is how we're actually going to get you to shift your patterns and make this a method that's going to work for you long term, not just a 10-minute interlude with an EFT tapping round that kind of sort of speaks to your issues. That's not majorly impactful, in my opinion and in my experience. So, my goal is to really get you to understand the pivotal role that your relationship with your energy, because EFT is all about dealing with energetic blockages. So, this is all about your energy system. So, how your relationship with your energy works in regards to the areas that you're currently feeling stuck, the places that you're feeling less than, the set points that you're having a hard time breaking through, the things that are just really feeling like they are holding you back in your life and business. And to show you how to balance and unblock and take responsibility for, and to really shift those things out of your way so that you can experience more success in your business. And I want to make it fun for you. So, just realize this kind of therapy is mostly self-administered, and it really is fun. Of all the different therapeutic and breakthrough methods I've tried over the years, I have a really good time doing EFT. It doesn't feel dull or boring, and some of the results are just so instantaneous that you get to kind of blow your own mind and feel really empowered. And that alone is such a gift. Sometimes that's all we need is a boost to realize, reclaim, and get centered back in our own power. And man, once we can do that, the sky's the limit, right? So I want to kind of go over what we're going to be talking about in the course of this series so that you know what to expect and where this is going to go. And I want to start by going through where I've come from with this business and how EFT has really made such a big impact for me. And then on the future episodes in this series, we're going to talk about what EFT is, how it integrates with our energy system. We're going to talk about how emotionally free you might be by asking some different questions. And also, we are going to dive into how personal development has fallen short for so many of us, the ways that it's basically failed us, or the ways that we have misused it so that it's not actually working for us, and how the practices that I'm going to share can actually help you put old personal development, things that you've wanted to do but been stuck on, to use to finally get them to work for you. And that will be as I share my proven formula to get you unblocked so that you can achieve the emotional freedom that you need to succeed and to really attain those desired outcomes. So let's dive into the first part and let me share a little bit about my backstory, and then we will share more. I'll share more on the upcoming episodes. So, as you know, over the past couple of years, I've not only had the opportunity to help myself and other women with my personal coaching business and network marketing, but I've also been working with them on breaking free from their setbacks and limitations by using my own blend of tapping and energy coaching, which evolved into my business, which is becoming more me with EFT. And here's the really cool thing, guys. And for people that are like poo-pooing network marketing or that don't believe in it, the network marketing business that I started over 6 years ago not only was the catalyst and guide for me getting to this pivotal change, but it also gave me the freedom to step back and grow in new ways, while that income from my network marketing business paid for my startup costs of my new business and then some. So it really allowed me to fuel my dreams. And the cool thing is that a while back, it had been a dream of mine to simply be successful at the network marketing business. And that not only had come to fruition, but it had become a strong enough reality to support the evolution of my dream to the next level, you know? And to be able to add EFT master practitioner to my resume. And I had focused my energy and my belief to manifest so many things that I never thought would have been possible a half a dozen years ago or so ago. And it's just so beautiful when you can reflect and you can pat yourself on the back and you can watch one dream feed another. And then the coolest part, I think, is getting to pass that on to the next person, which is why I love teaching and showing other people how to do this, because this really is a gift that can get passed on from person to person and can make a huge impact. So, the thing you need to know and remember always is that thoughts can and do become things, real, tangible things every single day. And we have to be conscious of that because what we're thinking about matters. And things didn't always come together for me that easily, guys. Hindsight is probably the only thing making all those years of hard work seem serendipitous now. Because if we go back 4+ years ago, I was a stressed out and distracted wife, mom of 4 young boys, one of which was just a baby. And I was really just trying my best to nurture my marriage, to raise my boys, and to work my network marketing business and take care of the house and run the errands and keep everybody fed and get the important things done on my list every day. And hopefully that strikes a chord with you and you're like, okay, I feel you there. But that's honestly just skimming the surface. And that's true too, because there's always more than that comes up. When we're busy like that, there's appointments and there's homework and there's emotional stuff that kinks things up and there's house projects and there's bills and, kiddo spills some milk, you name it. It's all the crap that makes us feel like it's impossible to fit it all in or to do any of it well. And that's the stuff that makes us swell with doubt and want to throw in the towel. It's the stuff that makes us struggle. Now, for me, let's also throw in some, ADD, some anxiety, and some insomnia, and see how interesting that makes things. Because during those times, I had a lot of it. And I was really clinging to my limiting beliefs about my ability to be successful and to be able to do things within the parameters of what my life was at the time. And I wasn't processing my emotions in a healthy way. So I've been in my current network marketing business for over 6 years. So this time corresponded and crossed paths with that. And, all that chaos overlapped. So what that means is that if you're in the thick of it with your life and you're riding the struggle bus and you're trying to do all the things and become a successful entrepreneur, become a successful network marketer or coach, then you can transcend and find the clarity that you are looking for too. There is no doubt about it. And I think it's safe to assume that if you are a network marketer, if you signed on with a company that you vibe and jive with, it's because it offered a solution. And the emotions are the flip side of all of that. And coaching, network marketing brings out our issues with a vengeance. And it feels so crappy at the time. It feels like we're being betrayed as we try to improve ourselves and improve our lives and extend a hand to others and share opportunities and all that jazz. It feels like, man, why am I feeling all of these crappy emotions while I'm trying to do something that I know I can make such a positive impact with? But this accelerated surfacing of our baggage isn't an accident, okay? And now that I'm able to see the full picture, I feel nothing but gratitude for that expedited surfacing of those issues. Because those issues, guys, they're there whether or not we ever decided to run our own business. So the way I see it now is that getting those things dealt with faster is a gift. It's a silver lining. And I can help you see it and use it to your advantage too. And it will transform your business in ways that you can't even imagine right now. Because 4 years ago, I didn't feel like I had the time to figure this stuff out. I didn't feel like my life had space for counseling or therapy or whatever it was going to take to help me break through. So I continued the process of faking it. I continued the process of despising my challenges, and I became really focused on all the things that I felt were lacking, things I felt were missing from my life. And all I could see was what I didn't have. So I felt like I was always falling short, like no doubt about it. And it doesn't take a law of attraction coach to tell you that what you focus on, you create. And generally, what we create when we get focused on the negative is self-sabotage. Can you guys relate to this? Do you go through periods like this? Like, even if you know better, it just gets so hard sometimes to stay out of your own funk. So let me put this in perspective, because during this time, I was also rocking my network marketing business. Like, for all intents and purposes, qualifying for amazing like prizes and cash rewards and trips and all sorts of other things. And other people on the outside are thinking like, this chick's killing it. But for me, I was really feeling the heaviness of imposter syndrome walking into my life over and over again. And that imposter syndrome was making herself real comfortable. So, I'm like biting my fingernails, I'm popping melatonin, I'm taking anxiety meds, and I'm dragging myself through the day completely out of alignment with the vision that I had for myself, this, woman and mom and business person that I wanted to be. And it wasn't fun. And more importantly, I wasn't fun. Like, I wouldn't have wanted to be around me back then. And there's often an expectation that when we get into a business like this, that it's only going to provide a solution and not shine a full out spotlight on our crap. And then we get blinded by that spotlight and the expectation wears thin. And so many people just head for the hills, or they feel like they're supposed to stuff it down or cover it up because, hey, who would want to join you or do this business with you if it wasn't easy? Well, I got news for you. There's plenty of people out there that actually really enjoy a meaningful challenge. And the only way to truly grow a business, if you're looking for people to level up, is to be honest and upfront about the challenges that lie ahead and what people are really getting into. Because you wouldn't be doing it if you didn't feel like it was a meaningful and purposeful and fulfilling challenge. And other people want that too. And, the only way to resolve the issues that pop up is to acknowledge them. You can't slap positivity over negativity and make it go away. It remains under there until you release it. And yeah, I always say, like, you can't put icing on a poop cupcake and eat it and have it still, it's not going to taste good. It's still going to stink. It's still going to be gross. It's just icing on a poop cupcake. Like, nobody wants that. So the big problem for me back then was that my expectations of myself were unrealistic. And I was refusing myself the love, the acceptance, and the forgiveness I deserved. I also felt overwhelmed, and I just didn't feel like I had any way to harness my power, my energy, to be the person that I wanted to be in the present moment. And guys, like, I was always focused on what had already happened or what needed to happen. And we only have power in one place, and that is the present moment. So if we can't find ourselves in that moment, living in it and using that power there, then we don't have anything. And most of us, we can't figure out how to get there. And I like to liken this to, and I'm going to like totally date myself here, but I liken this to the episode of Friends. How many of you are Friends fans? I think it was the one with Ross's wedding. I think that's what the one was called. And they're in London and Joey breaks out his map and it's this like touristy 3D map. And Chandler is totally embarrassed. Like, what the hell's that? And they're trying to figure out how to get to Westminster Abbey and they have no idea which way to go. They have the map. They're in London, but they still need to connect some things in order to get to the destination, right? And they're looking all confused. And then Joey's like, I'm going to have to go into the map. And he puts it on the sidewalk and he literally gets into the map. And when he's in there, when he's standing on it, it makes total sense. But otherwise, the map knowledge and the present moment are like two very separate worlds. And oftentimes, our growth and personal development tools are often like the map, but we've been lacking a way to get inside it, to integrate it, to make it work for us. So we keep learning and understanding, as the intelligent people that we are, that there's ways to do what we aspire to do, but yet we stay stuck. We don't actually complete the transformation. So if all you learn from this is that you're capable of integrating and getting present, then you are like way ahead of the game, because that can literally change everything for you. Otherwise, if your sense of wholeness, your sense of connection feels superficial or out of alignment, it's going to feel a lot like you're watching your life, but you're not living it. And for me, feeling like a powerless observer had a way of turning me into a joyless clock watcher and a slave to my to-do list. And that is about the time in my life that things shifted. And I'm going to save that for the next part of this and let you guys just kind of marinate in all of that and think about how you're doing with your present moments. Are you living in them? Are you always thinking about what's already happened, what maybe didn't go right, what's coming up, what you're worried about, anxious about, things that might not even ever happen? Or are you able to really get present, to really feel where you're sitting right now, where you're standing right now, to be in your body, to be present with your loved ones, to be present with your clients, to be present in your life, and to really enjoy deep breaths and gratitude and clarity and intuition and all of the gifts that come with being able to harness a power that literally exists in all of us already, but that so many of us mute, water down, or dull. So think about that, and I will be back with another part of this for you guys next week. Thanks for listening. And don't forget, grab your free download from the show notes, and that will accompany everything that we talked about today. Thanks so much for listening. If you loved this episode, please share it with a friend or post on social media and tag me so I can personally connect and thank you. Until next time, keep taking bold and brave action steps towards becoming more of who you want to be in this world. You are capable, you are worthy, and you are enough. Keep shining your light.